Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow believers. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the David Hammond YouTube channel. Get yourself a cup of coffee, guys. Normally, I'm going to film these in daytime, but it is nighttime right now, and I really just want these to be as raw and as authentic as they can. I do not want to fake this. I don't want to cotton candy, sugarcoat, BS this. I want really to bring all glory to Jesus Christ. Yes, being a flawed individual, but just to empower men, because we have way too many hippie, effeminate Christians that are just doing a horrible job. They're misrepresenting Jesus, and we want to show, yes, the love, right? The lamb, but also the lion he was to, being bold, flipping over tables and chasing people out with whips. So in today's video, guys, I want to speak of, I believe, what to look for in a godly woman, what to look for in a wife, guys. Now, granted, I've been married for 2 months now, so I'm an expert. Listen up, be quiet, little Jimmy. I'm just kidding. And yeah, I just wanted you guys to know some things that I had to overcome, to look through. I'll link up my wife's channel here, guys. Her name is Mallory. She makes a couple of videos, or really videos targeted to women. Great. I'm assuming you're a man, so you don't need to watch him, but if you want to, go ahead. We definitely speak more in person or you know, actual like couple there. But just to speak to you men, the biggest thing that I had to change and look for, guys, and I'll be brutally honest with a lot of you, that is your perception on women. And I mean beauty standards. And beyond that, I mean, we've all been Hollywoodified, if that makes sense. Every single one of us has a certain image of what a quote unquote godly woman is in our mind. I really need you to let that go. Now, for me, guys, I never really had a type or a standard per se, but I do hear a lot of men say, right? It sounds a little silly. They'll say, you know, David, I'm good. I just want a girl who's pretty and loves Jesus. And if they're really honest with themselves, that's not it. If you really ask them like, okay, but what do you mean by this? Because let's just say God did send them like an objectively pretty girl who also loved Jesus. To a lot of men, that still wouldn't be good enough. Guys, we have, make no mistake, even if you are a born again Christian man, we have this Hollywood, gynocentric, effeminate, kind of gushy idea of what Christian women should be based on a worldly standard. And this affects all of us, guys. This affected myself. This affected my wife, Mallory. This affects everybody. I'm here to tell you guys, when God sends you your wife, it will most likely be a person. A person, yes, it's going to be somebody. It's going to be a person. It's going to be somebody that you did not think would be the person. And that could mean look-wise. That could mean completely not initially what your flesh thought you wanted. That could be someone with maybe a complete different taste in something. Like, it's just going to catch you off field. It's not, I'm telling you right now, I want you to use your imagination. The person you have in your mind, okay? Take 5 seconds and just think in your mind. Like, envision it's you and the godly woman. God sends you your wife. It's not going to look like her. I'm here to tell you guys that, and I don't mean that in a mean way where, oh gosh, now I'm going to get sent some ugly chick who like I just don't want to be with. That's not what I'm saying. No, absolutely not. But God will, and Mallory always says this too, God is going to send you someone. This is at least what I've noticed. They're looking at other relationships. He's going to send you someone, and vice versa if you're the man, because we ain't perfect either, okay, man? We got to be honest. He's going to send you someone with the raw materials. You understand? So he's going to send you as the man, right? And the woman, the unfinished product. But what I'm here to tell you is in your mind, because this is what I was doing. This is what we all do. We are all envisioning the finished product. We're thinking, because I'm here to tell you guys, like, there's going to be women, like such good godly women that God will send your way, but because they're not hitting that standard of perfection of whatever we think, we're just dismissing. We're like, no, because my God's going to send me, you know, bigger butt, bigger this, bigger that. It's going to be perfect. And it's like, that's Satanism, man. That's self-worship and idolatry. And I'm saying that I was beginning to think this way too. Guys, a little bit of leaven lumps the whole loaf. I'm telling you, Hollywood, feminism, all of this has indoctrinated all of the churches. Every single one of us, guys. And this is stuff that a lot of pastors don't speak about. So when I met Mallory, she had all the raw materials, right? We're talking, she had videography, apologetics, the theology on point, every single stat. But to my standard, I was like, okay, but you're kind of just like a friend, you know, like it's kind of like a friend group, friend zone. I'm not really thinking, and vice versa. She was thinking she wanted maybe like a country guy. Don't ask me why. That was her voice, right? She's upstairs right now. Maybe she's hearing this. She wanted more of a country guy, and I'm not a country dude, right? I'm a half Asian, half white guy from Toronto, Canada. Okay. But we eventually both had to get to a point where we objectively had the raw materials. Like, we were such a good match. And that's really the whole point of this video, guys. Look, like, what to look for in a godly woman, as cheesy and cliche as it sounds, are you guys going to, this isn't even cheesy, glorify God together? That's what it really comes down to. Guys, there are so many Christian men, and I say this because this was myself, where we are selfish. Right? Yeah. If we got together, we would glorify God together in so many ways. But, you know, we're not going to look as cool to the world. We're not going to look as flashy or as like noble to the world. Man, that is a joke. That is a horrible excuse. And I'm saying that to myself. I had to get to a point where I really had to ask myself, David, who do I fear more, God or man? David, who are you serving more, God or man? And guys, I'll tell you this, okay? I haven't really told you guys this before, but I was vividly praying. This is after I met Mallory. We got married in 2 months, guys. And yes, it's been great. We've accomplished a lot together and we'll continue to accomplish a lot. But there was a point where I really, as I was driving back home to the airport after the first time we met, where I basically was praying to God, and I was like, God, you know, I have a feeling you kind of want us to work this out, but I'll be honest, my flesh, it doesn't really want to. I had this preconceived idea of maybe, you know, my ex was blonde, right? And she looked a certain way, of like maybe like this kind of girl or whatever. And Mallory is Latina. She's Mexican, right? Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but like it wasn't what I thought, right? And I ain't that country boy, so it's the same thing. And I just remember vividly kind of offering up to God. And guys, again, I don't really get these, like, I do get messages from God as far as, you know, I'm very discerning and I'll get nudges and things like that. But I got this voice in my spirit, clear as day, that said, David, it's not about you. And that was, for one of the first times in a long time, a very sobering moment. You know, what comes to mind is like Moses when he went to the burning bush, right? And I know I'm not saying I'm anywhere compared to that, but like when Moses went to the burning bush and God was like, yeah, like remove your sandals. Like I'm basically choosing you to go free the Israelites. Moses was like, no, you got the wrong guy. And God, like he rapped him. He was like, who do you think you are? Like, I chose you. You think of the book of Job, right? When Job's getting really frustrated, God, why are you allowing all this to happen? And God basically just grabs him, shows him everything. He's like, were you there when I created the universe? Right? Like, who do you think you are? And then they get that fear of God, and then where they're like, oh my goodness, like this life really is not about me. That was in a very micro sense how I felt, where it was like, dang, here I am thinking I'm this like really like, you know, follower of Christ, selfless guy, but it's like I still have all these preconceived ideas of like what I think like a godly woman should be. Right, what I think, what David thinks. And when I had that spirit check, it really just like, it sobered me up, where it was like, dang, it really is like marriages, guys, should be there to glorify God, to further advance the kingdom, not to advance you. If you have this idea where it's to advance you, you're still in Hollywood. That's kind of the whole point of this video. And that is the number one thing that I hope this audio is not peaking. That is the number one thing that every single Christian man should look for in a godly wife. Someone to glorify God with, not to glorify yourself. Because ironically, the more you glorify God, if you're a true Christ follower, it will glorify you, right? Again, one of my favorite verses. Well, I mean, you got a couple things, right? Matthew 6:33. First seek the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and then let these things be added unto you, right? That's talking food, money, let's say wife, career. But two, this is 1 Corinthians 10:31, right? Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, let it be to the glory of God. You know, a lot of you guys, and I'm saying this to myself, a lot of you guys, you say you're Christian, you say you're followers of Christ, right? You say that you're disciples, that you're picking up your cross. But when push comes to shove, you're no different than the world. You're still living exactly like the world. And again, I'm not saying because of that now you're not saved. You're going to have to, if you're saved, then you take that up with God. But I definitely am saying that you're doing a very poor representation of Jesus and bringing people to him. You understand? Marriage is all about being that example to the world, right? Being that example to the heathens, the atheists, the seculars, where there's 72 genders, abort your kid, do A, B, C, D. You need to be that man, but that's going to happen when you can let go of your pride, drop our ego, our selfish desires, and say, God, what will best serve your kingdom? And God will bring you that woman. I'll tell you that, man, when you're ready, he'll bring it to you. But if you're still caught in your own idolatry, it's going to go right over your head. I'm telling you guys that has definitely happened to quite a few men, because it was very close to me. If I held on to my ego, it would have happened to me. And I wouldn't have been here now, married in Texas, got the new ministry, business, guys. Like, it's only been a couple months, but we got some big plans. And I just want you to think bigger than yourself. All right, guys, so that is it. That is today's video. I have no clue what I titled it, but like, look for this thing in Christian woman or a Christian wife. And that's it. All right, guys, I love you so much. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I'll link Mallory's channel down below. And I'll finish here with the one plug. If you guys are interested, there is always discipleship coaching where I can speak to you personally and really just help equip you as a man to be a better disciple or follower of Christ in these later days, because it is definitely not easy, and the world wants you to do the exact opposite. You guys can always give the ministry to down below, and I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have an amazing day. Check you next time. Till then, much love. Peace.